This team asked me to do this presentation workshop since a long, long time, so I said, Rails Girls would be the perfect opportunity for this, so I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I was nagging Marina for this opportunity in the framework of the Rails Girls, because we all share something today and together, and that is, we know how amazing it is to create stuff, to create code. But it shouldn't really stop there, because creating things can also mean creating physical things. And that's what I'm going to try and bring you a little bit closer, that designing physical things is not that difficult. Let's start with our little Mr. Robot, where we have a 3D printed model. So a 3D printer is just kind of melted Lego, layer on layer on layer, to kind of give the base of this little feller. And then this little LCD display just displays an image. You don't really see it well, but if you go on to the reference I gave you, you will see it a little bit better. And then we've used another technique, which is kind of a stop motion technique, where we take a picture, we move the little guy, we take another picture, we glue all the pictures together, and then we just have the imagination he's moving. But how come all this electronics and this 3D printing is so accessible? What has changed? Well, first of all, there's amazing people out there. This is Limor Fried. She's an American engineer, and she has designed computer libraries for wearables. We will see in a second what wearables are. She made components. She did an amazing work to kind of bring it to us, to make it really, really easy to use. So what else has changed? Well, more and more people got together and worked on physical things. This is a computer. And how big is this computer? It's this big. With this computer, you can do already quite a lot. You can make a little bit of sound. You can make lights light up, lights fade, as we will see in a second. And most of all, it's easy. It's really just connecting the lights. There we have these 5 lights, 6 lights. We connect them to this computer, and then we can tell these lights to light up, to become dark, to do whatever we want to do with it. But how can we use it with clothing? And this is where the term wearable comes in. This we can sew, stitch onto a piece of clothing, because you see these wires there? That is just basically a thread that is conductive. So here we have these wires which are, like solid, and they are not flexible, but these wires you can just sew them. So you take a needle, you can sew it onto a hat. It's very easy if you know how to sew it, how to sew. You can connect it to a computer, of course, because we need to put our program onto the little computer, which is also just a standard connector. We can power it with very small batteries. So it's really wearable. We can just really hide this somewhere in our clothing. We can combine possibilities. So if you're good at embroidery, well, you can just kind of integrate a little LED light plus the board into your custom embroidery design. And again, this is easy. This is really, really easy. Why? Well, the code is easy. You've seen what the variable is. And here we start off with a brightness of 0, which is just not lit up. And then in this loop, we change the brightness, and we do some other parameters to kind of make it glow and fade. And then we have a result like this. The creativity is what stops you here, because you can do anything with it. More examples. Well, do you want fancy buttons that kind of light up? No problem, you can do it. Skirts, all these little lights, you can kind of color them, you can make them white, you can do whatever with it. You can have a chameleon scarf. What is a chameleon scarf? Do you see these lights? They adapt depending on what you are wearing. there is a sensor that detects the color of the clothing you are wearing at the moment. So if you wear, for instance, I don't know, something greenish, the lights can be green. If it's something that matches better with red, well, the lights can light up red. All of these things are accessible. Such a component costs $3. So $3 for something that can actually detect color, we can use in our code later. I am not a fashionista, but I cycle. So why not have a helmet that kind of has a real nice glow to it, so everyone actually sees me, so I don't get run over? Or if you're into jewelry, I admit, yes, that is fashion too, but you can just have really nice effects with your jewelry. Or if you're into the jingle bell thing, well, decoration is just so much easy to do with this kind of technology. Art, anyone is into that art thing? I created something for a current exhibition in the Exit 07. I got asked to do a project, so I did a phone charger. The topic of the exhibition is fear, so I thought, okay, I'll provide a service to the people, and I'll just make this nice and very reassuring looking phone charger that talks to you and thanks you for your data, of course. But did I do it? That's actually the question. And then finally, if you want to get started now and kind of see what else is possible, there's learn.adafruits.com, where you have tutorials on all of this. You have tutorials on electronics, you have tutorials on all these little components. It's just an amazing resource to get started with your project right now. So my big question is this a thing to be continued? I would love to see people approach Marina and say, hey, this is a cool idea. I love programming. I love hardware. I love wearables. I want to get together regularly to work on a project, to work on an idea. So that would be my message to us all. Let's get this thing kind of started, because in 5 years from now, wearables will be the norm. They kind of already are now, aren't they, with digital watches that kind of tell me the weather and stuff like that. So let's be part of it. I thank you very much.